What is up, Team Happy and Fit? Happy Tuesday! I am so excited because Kim and I have been talking about and just really thinking on mentoring calls we've been on, or just seeing how many coaches are taking so much action, but there's a little bit of roadblocks there. And the roadblocks might have to do with doing well with reaching out to people, but they don't know what to say after someone's interested. Anybody feeling that way, where you're like, what the heck do I say? We want to talk through that. But another thing that we've been noticing is getting price objections and or afraid to share the price. How many of you are like, yes, they're in, but I haven't told them the price yet? They're going to say no, like already defeating yourself. We want to work through that tonight. So I'm so excited to have my friend Kim Meyer here. I just feel like whether you are a veteran coach on this call or a new coach, I just feel like one of the best qualities of a coach is to be coachable and take words and take thoughts and then be a thought leader and then go turn that back into your best practices in your own business, but also in leadership. There's going to be something that you hear tonight that can help you greatly. I just want you to know, I just love doing life like this. I love doing life with people who just want to live healthier and happier. I value this so much. I value it. I get it. Life can be stressful. Life can be hard. I just also think it can be magical and beautiful and full of blessings as well. And it's just really encouraging to surround yourself with people. The missing link to the person you're reaching out to who just does fitness, the missing link is this. When you're talking to someone and they're like, oh, I don't need help with nutrition, I have a great community, the missing link might be finances. I just feel like this is the total package to really helping someone. And I just feel like we are not selling anything other than a lifestyle and a way of life. And I really get behind that. And so for me, it's a lot easier to help someone with the challenge pack because I feel like I'm gifting them this community and this lifestyle. So anyway, Kim Meyer, she's incredible. She's been a coach for a while. She's become just a dear friend in my life. We've traveled a lot of places together. We've spent a lot of time together. And I feel like something with Kim is that she just takes action. She just implements. She's an overcomer. I think in this business and the time you're in it, there can be people who are really encouraged by your hustle, but then there can also be people who get defeated or intimidated by your hustle. But I just feel like Kim Meyer is just someone who's going to hustle regardless. That's something that I was telling Eric earlier, is that I feel like I'm on the right track when people are pushing back. I feel like I'm my best kind of leader and best kind of coach when there's some pullback with what I'm doing because I'm not being comfortable. And I just feel like every time Kim and I get together, we're just constantly innovative of how can we get better? How can we work through this? And it's just been really fun navigating that over the years, to just become better servants and just to get good at our craft. And we have so much fun with coaching. She's going to break it down for us tonight, and there's definitely going to be time for questions. This Zoom is meant to help you. This Zoom is meant to create solutions to help you grow and have breakthrough, because I really don't think this thing plays favorites. I really think it works to the advantage of the person who's willing to take the action. And I believe it's all mindset, but that's how this business works in benefit of someone, is the action someone takes. And you've got to work on your mindset and your heart set in order to take that action. Kim, take it away, my friend. Thank you for being on tonight.
You're so welcome, friend. I am just so honored that you asked that I share today. And it's just been, the friendships that you build in this are absolutely the best. And today, actually, like just for my journey class, some of you know that I'm taking a faith-based journey class at my church right now. And one of the questions that was asked today was like, who are your people? And like the majority of my people that I listed were all from Beachbody. And I was like, yeah, they are the ladies that I go to when life is hard, when I'm struggling with something, when I have something to celebrate. Like, that's my crew. So yeah, it just was really exciting to share that. So I'm a techie person, but I'm going to try something new tonight. How many of you see a screen that says Value the Challenge Pack with a picture of a 23366 on the back? Anyone?
We just see you way bigger now.
Okay, let me try something else then. I have 2 monitors, which makes me kind of cool, but also complicated. Let's go back to this one. How about that? Do you see that now?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, awesome sauce. All right, so I'm gonna move you on my screen so I can go. I can still see the chat. All right, ladies. So I did a poll in the Team Happy and Fit page, and several of you wanted to know what the things the value of the challenge pack. What is the value of the challenge pack, and how and why are people not buying from you, or like what's the disconnect? So Julianne, like she said, her and I like talk every Monday and try to figure out how we can best serve you, how we can help you, how we can close the gap between what we want to do and what we're actually doing. And so I threw up the poll and said what would be the most applicable thing for you to walk away with on Tuesday night. And 24 people voted cost price objection. 14 people said that it was said that they have people not ready to fully commit, and 10 people said that BOD is not enough, and a lot of people said ghosting was another issue that they had. All right, and I clearly didn't do very well of cleaning this up. Okay, this is also me. I'm always prepared, but like I did this at like 3 o'clock tonight, this presentation, because I was like, I need to look kind of formal. So I'm sure there's errors. Okay, so those are the 4 things that we're going to kind of talk about tonight, because those are the things that you guys said that you wanted and needed. But like Jay said, like this is 1000% for you. So please ask questions in the chat. I'll be kind of skimming them, but I'll kind of be going back to them as well. So the 3 things that are going to help you the most get to that challenge pack completion is for you to have belief, value, and consistency. Belief solution, you have to believe in what's happening and what you're doing and what they're going to be able to do. You have to have, there has to be value added for them. There's money everywhere, and we use our money all the time in all kinds of things, but value is the amount that we attach to something. So like my ring to me is quite valuable, right? Like I would cry if I lost my wedding ring, right? Because it's so valuable to me. Now, if heaven forbid, like anything were to happen to us and I all of a sudden was like, okay, this ring doesn't mean anything anymore because I'm not married to my husband, it becomes very invaluable, right? Same ring, different value placed on it because of our emotions, because of our thought process around it. So also kind of hands up if you ever believed in Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny or like any of those kinds of things in life, right? Okay, you had a belief in it, and so you were excited about it, and you told everyone about what you're going to get from Santa and like all the fun things, right? Or like how many of you have ever had a positive thought about a book you read, or a restaurant you went to, or a pair of jeans that you got? How many of you have heard Julianne talk about this magic face cloth thing that takes off all your makeup, right? Like she talks about it a lot because she loves it, right? She has complete belief in it. And when you believe in something that much, when you've had your own type of experience with something, you're able to bring that belief into the conversation, and it's very easy to talk about. It's very easy to share because you have belief in it. And value is, something that a lot of people are like, how do I add value? That's always something we say, like, you got to add value, you got to teach them value, you got to show them value. And value, I want to tell you, is not things. It's not the stuff that they're going to be getting. Value is the experience that they're going to get. So value is sharing your experiences, not the list of things that are going to come in the box. Okay. And so we'll break all of this stuff down. And then obviously consistency over time. I was kind of talking with the diamonds or like the leaders kind of Happy and Fit as I was kind of putting this together. And I was like, okay, guys, like this is what they're asking for. Like how many of you have done a price objection post lately? Because I haven't. Could you guys like go make one and post one for me? And they're like, yeah, like we haven't either. And I really believe it's because consistency over time. Yeah, we all had price objections when we started, for sure. And you're going to have price objections at first, but the more you believe in what you're doing, the more you show up and share your story. And like last week we had Lauren, or a couple weeks ago we had Lauren, and she talked about her 6 roles in life and how she just is constantly sharing her story. right? And that shows people value of what it is that you're doing, because you're continually showing up and you're always in their news feed. You're constantly showing them how you're happier, how you're healthier, maybe how you're snacking less, maybe how you're all the things, right? All the value that this is bringing to your life. And when you can consistently show up with that belief and you can show the experiences that you're having over time, that's where you're not going to get as many price objections about things. That's where you're going to have way less no's across things. So when it comes to cost objections, it's really because they don't see the value that you see. You've had experience with it, right? So like if someone were to say to me like, oh, you need to go check out the Japanese restaurant downtown, and I'd be like, I don't know, like I've never had experience at a Japanese restaurant before. I don't know how good it is. But if someone say like, dude, you gotta go try the tacos at this new place down the street, like, I'd be like, tacos, I'm in. Tacos, I love tacos, right? But like, you have to be able to think about sharing your story and showing them value of how you want to be things. Talk about how you've added this into your life. Talk about the benefits that you've experienced. Money is everywhere. The more you can say that, especially if you have a limiting belief about money, the more you're going to be able to understand, and they're going to get that energy from you, from your post, that, you know, they have money to spend on this. I did not have money. I thought I didn't have money to spend on this when I first started, right? When I first got my challenge pack, I was really nervous about spending that money, mostly not because we didn't have it, because we definitely had money, but like, I didn't feel like I could spend that money on me. And so sometimes that's the value piece. Remember, like back to the ring thing, like this ring is valuable. It has worth, but whether I value it or you value it is very different. And so knowing what those experiences are that you can share with them, making them tangible, relatable things. Okay. So people they spend money every single day, and they're just really figuring out how they're going to spend their money and what their priorities are in life. So Sarah Boley on our team, Sarah Brandt, she used to spend $15, $20 every day on stuff at the convenience store, like a Quick Star run, a Casey's run, and she's grabbing pizza or, you know, a breakfast pizza or something of the pop of kind of thing to kind of keep her running throughout the day. And then she was like, hey, I'm drinking Shakeology. It's $5, $4 a shake. And I'm not stopping at the convenience store anymore. I'm meal prepping. I'm saving all kinds of money. She is a mom who has overcome so much, has 3 young kids in her house, a single mom doing everything on her own. And yet she can still afford it because she values it, right? She's going to spend the money anyway, so she might as well spend it on something that's going to make her feel good and go with it. And when you can talk about those kinds of things, like the journey that you've been on, emotions drive sales. And I even really like hate saying it that way, but like emotion is what connects you to people. It's the relationship that you have with people because you are, they're experiencing something that you've experienced. And when you can share that experience with people, that's when they feel the most connected to you and why they want to do it. I had a girl today on my Instagram, she shared my transformation post, and I was like, well, that's cool. Like, she shared in her stories, and I would reach back out to her, I was like, hey, thank you so much for sharing my journey. You know, like, how are you, kind of thing. And so we started talking, and I went to her page. She's an Arbonne consultant. And I was like, how cool though, that she like still shared my post and said something along the lines of like, hey, if you want some fitness inspiration, you should follow KJP Meyer. And I was like, well, thank you. So then I was like, hey, tell me about you, like whatever. And how long you've been with Arbonne, and just having a conversation with her. And she started then she got all excited and like told me about how she started using their skincare line last summer. And then in October, she started as a consultant with them because she just genuinely loves the products. So then I asked her questions like, well, how did this change your skin? Or like, what were the things that you love most about it? And she like sent me like a whole bunch of smiley faces and was like, and just explained all the things that have happened to her because she started this new skincare line. And I was like, this is the kind of excitement that we need to bring value to people. And I wanted to say to her, like, girl, you should make all of these things into posts. But I was like, okay, cool, thanks. And so she even sent me a link to her skincare line. I was like, I probably won't buy, but whatever. Like, I'm excited for you. And so I was just kind of like helping her, you know, talk about her experience. And I'm sure she was super nervous. And you know why I know she was nervous? Because she would start typing, you know, you can see that, and then it would disappear. and then I start typing, and then there's this big long thing, and I was like, she's copying and pasting. I know this because of what I do, but you gotta go with the experience kinds of things. She's probably maybe asking an upline, like, what do I say? I don't know, but you have to be able to share your experiences with people is my point here, or they're not going to see the value. And the people that aren't getting objections anymore have just consistently shown up over time. And they've just been showing up every single day. And we get a lot of no's. We just don't talk about the no's because no to us anymore is just not that big a deal, right? There's 200 and some thousand people, million people in our country that are diagnosed with chronic diseases every single day. And if this person doesn't want to join us yet, then there's somebody else that we can go talk to. I don't attach emotion anymore to objections. I don't have emotion anymore to no's. I don't have emotion anymore to ghosting, which is the next topic on our conversation here. Like, ghosting is just that they don't see the value yet that you see, right? And they maybe don't want to say no to your face because they feel like maybe that's mean. Here in Iowa, we call that Iowa nice, right? Like, they just kind of like, oh, okay, and like you just kind of walk away. Like, they can't really walk away from you in social media, so they just don't say anything. But the other thing that you can think about is that just expect the best for your own mindset reasons, okay? Just know that, maybe they got caught up in something else. Maybe they looked at your message on the fly and thought, I'll get back to that later, and then got busy with life. Expect the best outcome, okay? You can always follow up with them with later or with life. So like when someone, completely ghosts me on an invite, I might go back to them later and go through their feed first and find out something that's happening in their life and say, hey, it looks like you had a great time at the roller skating rink last Friday. My kids love roller skating. Where is it that you head to? Or like, did anyone fall, or looks like you had a great time skiing last weekend. That looked like so much fun. The last time we went, we had a blast as well. Like, just talk to them about regular life, because you don't want to be that girl that is like always just talking about Beachbody, right? And that's why we want your whole social media, kind of going back to Lauren's call a couple weeks ago, like we want you to be talking about all areas of your life, not just health and fitness. And we want to be able to show the value, though, that you're able to go do some of those other things and be experiencing in life a lot more, and show the joy and the happiness and all the things that you're experiencing because of this journey, but all of your life instead of that. Okay. So like thinking about those kinds of things. So sharing your story constantly, talking about how you've added this into your life. These are the things I've already talked about. Money's everywhere, motion drives sales. So like adding value, right? That was kind of the thing that we want to talk about. Like, what is value and what is value not? Well, value is not just facts about the program. Okay. It's not just the things that they're going to get in a challenge pack. Telling somebody that they're going to get 1,200 workouts in Beachbody on Demand doesn't really mean much to them. Right? Like they don't really have a context of what that means. But saying a phrase like, it's kind of like the Netflix of fitness, where I have flexibility and time to be able to do my workout when I want, where I want. That's more of a thing that I can attach something to. Or I had a girl reach out, made a post this afternoon on social media, and she was like, anybody in the area have a gym that they go to where there's daycare? And I didn't write on my post, or on her post, but I sent her a DM and I was like, hey, I work out at home and I don't have to worry about daycare. Travel is not a non-issue, and I get to work out when my kids are in bed or in nap time. Like mine aren't napping, but I have other moms that are napping. And so it's just a matter of like relating those experiences to her and thinking about what that's going to be. And she came back and was like, hey, I'm a single mom. I don't have a lot of money. I'm really looking for something. And I'm like, well, this is going to be much less expensive than joining a gym. And even the free gym, the workout room that's in our town here that she was thinking about, someone else suggested, I was like, you still get to do this right here in your own home, which is going to save you the money that you're going to go drive and try to figure out what you're going to do with your kids. And she was like, okay, great, I'll check it out. And then I was like, hey, just because I know money might be tight, try this 14-day trial to start with. And then get her some info on it. And then I'll check in with her a couple of days and see how things are going. So it's just a matter of adding value to them. What are their pain points? What are they struggling with? How can you add a solution to them and help them figure that out? So like, value is also not the stuff that they're going to challenge pack. They don't care if they're getting a cup. They don't care if they're getting the cards necessarily, right? They don't care all the things that they're going to get or how many superfoods they are or what those superfoods do necessarily. They don't care what the superfoods are, but they do care what the superfoods are doing for you. Right? Are you snacking less? Has your cholesterol medication gone down? Are you off your anxiety meds? Are you, having more friends than you've ever had before? Like, are you not guessing at what to do anymore because you have a plan? Are you saving money because you're meal prepping? Like, what are all the things that you've gained? What are all the solutions that you've found because of what you're doing? And then those are the things that you talk about in tangible ways of things that's the value that you're going to get from things. Okay. And I know that a lot of stories we post on kind of inviting to our groups or inviting to our community, we list some of those things, like these are all the things you're going to get. But what if instead of like listing off like, 1,200 workouts in Beachbody On Demand, you say, I have the freedom to work out anywhere, whenever I want. Or instead of saying 30 superfood shakes, I get to say I get a whole month of nutritious snacks that I don't have to go shopping for. Or, just like really hit the pain point or the solution that you're providing instead of the things that they might be getting. Okay. And so then the last one is, really also want to say like adding value is also adding belief, right? So like when you kind of going back to the other side of things, what do you believe in things? When adding value is really adding belief to the situation and helping them believe what you believe about what it is that we're doing. And so, there's, they're not really ready to commit yet. It's just they might not be the right time. And that's okay too. You can add them to your follow-up list. And they also mean that they're just not so much Iowa nice. She just said, no, sorry, not yet. That might be their like, I don't get it quite yet. Right. And so, that just might they not be ready to commit or that they don't necessarily have the money right away. I don't know how many people on my team I've talked to first that said, no, not yet, or no, not right now. And then I keep following up with them because I believe in this so much and what it's done for me. And I will constantly, continually invite people over and over and over again, especially if they watch my stories every day, especially if they're still showing up in my posts or they're still friends with me on Facebook. Like, unless this kind of goes way back to like old school Sarah Morrison days, but like, if they don't say, keep the F out of my message box, I'm going to continue to message them, right? Or if they don't unfriend me, Julianne says all the time, like unfriend me or unfollow me, join me or unfollow me, like be in this or get out. Like, and so you have to take all those kinds of emotion things out of it when you're talking to people. And so one of the things that I wanted to share with you too was like unshare, go to my other things. I want to share with you too is that some of the examples that we have for you. Okay. So I'm going to keep inviting to one of us guys. There you go. Okay. So when I think about, it's going to pull these back over here. This is an example of, oh, can you guys see that now? Screenshot too? Yeah. Okay. So this is an example from 2016. This is an example of what not to post. Okay. This is an example of what not to post from 2016. I was a baby coach back then, but this came up in my news feed the other day on the 23rd. And I was like, oh my Lord, like this no way worked. Like, and look, like the 4 people that liked it, one was Julianne, Lindsay, and I'm sure the other 2 were coaches as well, simply because we're on the same team and we're like, whatever. So like, 23 out of 366, how do you stay on track in the weekends? Bad hashtags, message me here. Yeah, that stuff's not going to work. Okay, guys, like this is not adding value to people, right? So think about those kinds of things. And then, but I wanted to kind of share with you some other things that I got over here. So these are some examples of some posts that coaches were kind of sending to people. So Morgan Schaefer gave this post the other day, and she had her transformation picture. And so she's doing a price objection. So she said, are you looking for a freebie when it comes to your health? Like this kind of intention getter kind of thing. I get it. I'm the thriftiest shopper of all. Trust me, it's not on the sale rack. I won't even take a second look. She does break down the things that are going to come in your challenge pack, but then she also talks about where else she's going to spend that money, kind of call out post kind of thing. She's going to share all the other things that she's doing. Join my team. It's going to be amazing. You can go check that post out from her. Other examples from people. Lauren Lundberg is an amazing share on social media, on Instagram. She says, 5 years ago, I bought a new 60-day workout program. I just bought a new house and money was tight. So she was relating to people right away, telling people what her current situation was. I made a promise to Caitlin that myself that if I spent the 160, I would finish the program. That decision, that investment changed my life. I watched my body get stronger and leaner. I watched my belief in myself grow. I watched my confidence begin to soar. All of these things are speaking to her tribe. All of her people want those same things. It was a few months later that I decided to pay it forward and to other ladies and exercise who struggled with yo-yo dieting and exercise. That's her tribe. You hear her talk about it all the time. She wanted to quit yo-yo dieting and she wanted to just stick with exercise. So those are the people she wants. Say, I'm not here to sell you on anything. I'm here to help you change your life with the same program, same supportive community, and help change mine. And now she's got all kinds of people that she can interact with about that. Okay. So it's not a transformation picture. It's just her and her thing. She's got her 2B mindset water bottle sitting there, and she's talking about how hard it was to make that investment, but how so glad she is that she did. This one is Nikki Touch, and she says, think the most things, with most things, you really want to get what you're paying for, nutrition included. If you want cheap items, you're likely going to get cheap ingredients too. Some people say they drink the shake I drink daily is expensive for a protein drink, but it's not just protein. I might agree with them, but I don't. It's way more than protein drink. And then she talks about what is actually in there, how it's proven to lower blood pressure, high cholesterol, help glucose levels. The people that she might be speaking to, the ingredients help with digestion and combat effective stress on the body. It reduces cravings, has super dense nutrition. And then, so she's just talking about the price objection and what she's doing and drinking. She's showing she's a normal mom with her shake kind of in her hand, but like, it's not like the thing. It's not like, oh, my shake. It's like, like I was doing in that awful picture. It's just her as a mom, and she's talking about it, right? Okay. And the last one I have for you is really good. And it's from Morgan Brill. Shakeology is expensive. Oh, I thought so too. I understood the value quality behind it. We invest in 2 bags. So she's talking about how she does this. She invests 2 bags a month plus kiddos for sake for Live Monster. She kind of makes a joke about that. And then all the things. So like, this is what it's done for her. She was a breakfast skipper, and now she has this. And before, she was starving by lunch. She hates pills, and she would never take vitamins or supplements, and because they're expensive too, right? Her belly was always bloated, uncomfortable gas, all the things, craved junk food all the time. She was skinny fat. She's strong now. She saves money on meal prep and has 60 meals coming to her house every week. Cheers to 4 years strong of healthy living and more to come, right? And so then more people are talking about it. These are just examples of ways that you can talk about the value, add value to people, and how things have changed in your life. So those are some just examples I wanted to share with you. And then who has questions? Anyone? I want to possibly share some invites with you too that I've been doing. But who has questions? Let me stop and take a pause here. Yes, I've spent way more than $160 on a lot of things in life, and they did not give me as much joy as this gives me. I agree, Steph. I also apologize if there any children were in the room when I was talking about Santa. Okay, what other questions do you have? Anyone have any questions at all before I share my invite list? Or conversations that I'm having? Oh, that's not gonna work.
So just to, first of all those coaches are at SC6 to SC bigger, more than 10. Like they're crushing it. So an example that you noticed in their post is that they're sharing their experience. They're sharing their reasons for doing something. And I just feel like when someone says it's too expensive or they don't have time, there's a separate reason hidden under there, but it's easier just to say it's too expensive. So Amen. Instead of saying like, we're drowning in debt, or I have a gym membership that I never go to. Like, they don't say those things of why they feel like they they don't follow through on things. They've gained 35 pounds and they feel massively defeated. Like, those might not be reasons why they would say that. So instead they say they're too busy, or not right now, it's not a good time, or it's too expensive. So for these coaches who are posting this type of content, one, it's a regular message they share. It's not just one and done. It's throughout the years they've been coaches, is that they're sharing this value. So I did a lot of posts that Kim used to do. It's fun going back in my Facebook memories and being like, I've grown a lot. And my messaging is a lot clearer and a lot better because I just worked at it. But so it's a constant message. Why? Because they're constant in their journey. Every single one of these coaches, Kim included, that she just shared, they're constant in their journey. They're constant in sharing. These coaches are always sharing. Morgan Schaefer just had Abel, and she has already shared before and afters with postpartum, and is sharing about nutrition and just sharing about her Shakeology. She's sharing all these things, her community, all this stuff. I've been watching her in complete awe of what she's doing. She's just constant, right? And so that is everything. But say someone likes their post. What these coaches do is that when someone likes it, they go send them a message. Hey, Emily, thank you so much for liking posts or showing love on my post. And then they invite them right away. So that's just something. And then before Kim gets into it, someone wanted Shakeology today. They sent me a message. They had done it years before. Okay. That's also showing constant. Why? They know this is my life. And so they knew to come back to me. And they're like, hey, my sister actually went Shakeology because she also gets stuff from me as well. And I said, awesome. Like, what flavor does she want? She wants chocolate. What's her email? And by the way, I think she should get Beachbody On Demand as well, or the 3-day refresh, because it's a better deal. And then she's like, what's the 3-day refresh? We have one here. And I literally made a video, and I was like, well, it's right here. And I've done it many times. Like, let me open it up and like show you. But the thing that like sold her on that is my experiences with it. What I like about this, I'm not doing it now because I'm breastfeeding right now, but what I love about this and what it's done for me, I've done it every quarter until now. But like, let me just show you a little bit about it. You'll get it for $30 with getting a bag of Shakeology. And she's like, oh, my sister's in, and maybe I should get one too. And it wasn't what I showed her in the box. It was how I explained it to her through my own experiences with it. So that's just an example of, I could have stopped at her Shakeology want, but I was like, hey, I spoke with confidence. And I wanted to share that about you, Kim, is that you talking to that Airbond, I don't really know what that is, but whatever other company that is, that you were just speaking with such confidence to these people. The woman with the gym. You were like, no, like, this is better. And you were just direct and honest and clear because of your confidence. And I think that's going to sell her on the lifestyle and why she would want to commit. And then you're not needing to sell her on a tool or a product. You're selling her on the solution based on the emotion. I thought that was so good.
Right. And then that's really how I go into all the conversations, is that what is the solution that I have for you? Like, how can I help you get the results that you're looking for? Because I know she's not going to get the results going to the free gym. That she's going to have to, figure out how she's going to watch her 3 kids. She's going to try to figure out how she can get there around work. And then it's be cold and it's going to be snowing. And she's going to be like, oh, I don't want to drive 15 miles over there. And so that's having a solution right there in her house is going to be much more of an option. And even if she doesn't sign up, like right now, like I just sent that to her earlier this afternoon, like I haven't looked, but like, even if she doesn't do it right now, I've planted that seed with her. And she will know that that link is there for her whenever she wants to get going with it. Like, oh, I don't want to go to the gym, but I want to work out. Okay. And then she's also on my follow-up list. I can continue to check in on her. Right. So absolutely. And so, yeah, it's just showing up. And if you don't know what to say, if you don't know like how to have a conversation with someone, imagine that you're right there with them. Like, forget that you're on the other side of a computer screen and imagine that you're right there with them, sitting at a coffee table, or you're in your living room and you're having a conversation. What would you say to them then? Some of you might be like, for me, it's much easier to talk to them online, but also it's a lot easier to just talk about your experiences. We worry so much about what to say that we don't fall back onto what have you actually experienced. That's why I was asking the girl the Arbonne stuff today. I was like, what has this done for your skin? Like, what is it that you love about Arbonne? I don't care about like what line she was trying to sell me on. Like all the benefits of it. I want to know, what has this actually done for you? So when you're talking to people, they want to know too, like, what has this actually done for you? And so you can share your experiences. You don't have to know every detail of every product or every program or any of all the facts and say the right thing, because definitely you are always going to say the right thing. You cannot say the wrong thing to the right person. When they're ready and they trust you because you've been showing up consistently, they're going to follow suit with you because they trust you. They've seen the experiences that you've had. You've shared those experiences online. You've talked to them when they say, what is the Shakeology stuff? You can be like, what are your 3 things? I tell my team this all the time, the power of 3. What are the 3 things that Shakeology's done for you? Maybe you just have that in a note on your phone. So if you are getting struggled, like the anxiety comes up a little bit, like, you have your power of 3 about Shakeology. You have your power of 3 about BOD. You have your power of 3 about the team. Like, what are those things that you love so much about this? And then that's what you talk to them about. What's a challenge pack? It's the greatest thing ever. It's everything you need to get started. It's how I got started. So I know it's going to be the thing that for you to get started too. Sarah, the girl I was talking about earlier, Yoga Whippy teammate. It's the name of her team now. So she's actually started her team page. I'm so pumped for her. She is she's not even offering people options. When they want to join her, she says, okay, this is what you're going to get. It's about $200. And that's kind of where we're at that like stopping point right now. She's got to build some more value with them before she even gives them that number. But she's automatically going with the base challenge pack and 2B mindset added to it, because that's what she got and that's how she's found success. And so she's not even going to try to confuse people with all the other options. She's just saying, you need Beachbody on Demand, you need Shakeology, and you need the 2B mindset. And that's how you're going to be successful.
I think that's powerful to pick. So that's something that I do. And I've been telling people that I pick how did you get started? I got started with DVDs and 2 bags of Shakeology. So like I have to figure that out. But what do I think is the best way to get started? Every place I've noticed has a small, medium, and large. And I'm very thrown off when there's no medium. When you go places like for coffee where you're like, why is there no medium? Yes, I'll go for the small. But anytime there's a medium, I usually 9 out of 10 times go for a medium. And so I try to do that. I try to have a small, medium, and large package, and then just stick with that, or just stick with Shakeology and Beachbody on Demand. Like just pick one thing or pick 3 things, whatever. I think is very valuable. And then it's like you're so behind that's all you offer. If you're offering 3-month BOD and 6-month BOD and 12-month BOD without Shakeology and then Shakeology and all this other stuff, I think too many choices overwhelm people, and overwhelm is not a feeling that they want to stay in, and so they're not going to be interested, most likely. But I think if you could just be like, hey, no matter what, it's a challenge pack. Like the person who came to me about Shakeology, I was like, okay, challenge pack. Like you either need Beachbody on Demand or 3-day refresh for a better deal. That's what I 100% recommend. Well, of course they're going to go based on my recommendation. When you walk into a car dealership, you're like, you want the recommendations. You want someone to know something of belief behind it, right? You don't need to know all the cars, but like, what's your top recommendation? I'm a mom, I commute a lot, or whatever. Like you list off the things, they give you a recommendation, right? I think the base challenge pack is the best way. Kim, questions before you get going on this. Beth said, what do you say to someone who just joined a gym or another program?
I would say if they're like, it's just a gym, I would ask them, what is it they look forward to doing at the gym? What is their plan when they get to the gym? Because just because someone joined a gym doesn't necessarily mean 1, they're going to use it, or 2, that they have any idea what they're going to do when they get there. So maybe they sign up for a series of classes. Awesome. How often are those classes? Is it once a week? Is it twice a week? What could you be using this for outside of that time? You could still work out at home if the weather's crappy. or if you could take it with you to the gym. We have several people on the screen that I'm looking at here that take Beachbody On Demand to the gym, right? Coach Amara, she takes her phone or her laptop with her every day. She works out at Anytime Fitness. She has a very small apartment and she takes it there all the time. And you can, even if you don't have that personal experience, know the people on your team and what they're doing, and you can use them as examples. So this single mom that I was talking about earlier that you needed a gym option, I talked about Sarah, who is a single mom with kids and low income, whatever, to be able to do this, still be able to do this. Sometimes I talk about my own mom, who is not wealthy by any means and scraping the poverty bucket herself, who's had cancer 3 times and still loves her Shakeology and will never cancel it because it makes her feel so good, right? And so it's just one of those things that you just got to have the stories in your back pocket. That's why it's important to connect to the team, amongst other reasons, but just knowing what you're doing. So if they've just joined a gym, or I would just ask questions, be interested in them more than you want to be interesting. And so if you can be interested in them and ask more questions and figure out what other pain point they might have, great. They joined a gym. Cool. Do they have a nutrition plan? Are they needing community to help hold them accountable? Are they somebody that needs another one of our resources that we have available to us? We have lots of coaches on our bigger team that are fitness instructors. Like think of like Team Rockstar Fit. A lot of those ladies are fitness instructors, or they go to the gym and do other things, but they know they can still work with Beachbody because one, they have a fitness solution they can do anywhere, but also the nutrition plans. And the Shakeology is everything in a performance line. I mean, hello, like who doesn't need Energize in their life? So
I think like, what are you inviting to? That's so good. Where it's like, are you inviting to the team? Beth, are you inviting her to the team or to fitness? Because I feel like BOD, what is so cool about it is what Kim's talking about, that it fills the gaps for travel. So that's what I love about BOD, is that if you belong to a gym, yeah, maybe Anytime Fitness, but if you're going to some place that doesn't have that, you have BOD. I love that. I love that BOD is not necessarily the total solution for someone who has a gym, but it's part of the solution. There's a gap there. The nutrition is the gap. I would definitely congratulate them, be like, that's so freaking awesome that you're going to the gym. But then also connecting her to other stories of people who go to the gym too, because I think some people think it's all or nothing. And I think about cross training. I'm cross training for 29029 and I'm doing BOD. And so I'm going on weekly hikes. Sarah Morrison runs 5Ks and half marathons all the time. And she's also a fitness instructor. So she's doing all these things and BOD. I just feel like it fills gaps and it's just incredible. But if you're inviting her to the team, a lot of times people who are, maybe you're considering inviting to the team, that they're like, oh, I already go to the gym, I wouldn't be a good coach. No. Like, actually what makes this awesome is that you love fitness. And I think you should turn fitness into a business. But the thing is, what you love about the gym is not what everyone else that you'll help will love, because they don't have access to that. But you can help them have access to some kind of movement and then build a business with that. That's one. And then Ashley says, Kim, I'm working on my confidence. Yay, Ashley. I would love to know how you're working on your confidence. I think that's everything. I think being intentional about working on your confidence is very brilliant. That's something I would make a post about, is I'm working on my confidence. I love that about my lifestyle as a coach. That is a post, because how many people out there are working on their confidence? Not many people, they're winging it. But the fact that you're saying I'm working on my confidence, that's showing a lot of skill for other people. So I would make a post about that. Beth, I'd also make a post about why you love BOD outside of the home. Side note, before we ask Ashley's thing, my friend Sarah Freed had someone say, oh, I'm pregnant, I can't do the workouts. What did she do? She sent me a message and she said, do you have videos of you working out pregnant? I sent her 3 and she's like, perfect. She put it in her stories and she's like, I just want to highlight some moms who live fit during pregnant. That girl signed up with her after she combated her objection through her story. She's like, I feel like you're speaking to me. And she's like, I'll join. And she did. And so that's another thing too, Beth, is I would just like get some testimonials from Amara and like whatever, and just be like, I just want to highlight some of my friends who like make this work at the whatever. Ashley's saying, working on my confidence, but when I invite, I always wait for the excuse and the reason why they're going to turn me down. Anybody else do this? Ashley, sometimes when I send out a load of invites, I sit there and I see responses, and you know how you can see just part of it? I'm like, oh, here we go. And sometimes I'm waiting for that too. I just want to like acknowledge that it's not just you who thinks that. I do too. But the thing is, it doesn't stop me. Even if I do feel that way, I'm just like, we're going in there with some energy. We're going in there with some love, because if they say no, it's a not right now. That's how I change it in my heart and my mind. Even if they do say no and they don't actually say not right now, they say no, thank you. I change it to me, not yet. Why? I'm a constant. Brittany Burmeister was that person. No. I'm going to the gym. The one day I finally followed up with her after the millionth time, I stopped going to the gym. Then she signed up. I'm constant. So I just want to acknowledge that. I'm waiting for that to happen to prepare myself. I need to change that way of thinking for sure. Kim, what's your advice to Ashley?
I would say, Ashley, just get in there and start talking. Like I too will see those messages come back and automatically think that it's going to be a no, but I'm sending bad negative energy out into the universe and kind of telling the universe that no, I don't want people to respond, or that they're going to respond negatively. So I always have to flip my mindset too. And I am so convicted about what I'm doing that, like Jay just said, like if they say no, that's on them, not on me. And I have a gift to share with people, and I'm going to be relentless in talking about it. And I will continue to do things. And if it's a not yet right now, I talk to them about other things in life, and we just say, hey, cool. If it's not ready yet, or like, then we talk about something else that's going on, and we just leave the conversation on a good note and not it's not like, if sometimes I kind of always felt like if I were at a point where like they said no, like sometimes it just kind of ends there. And then it always feels like, oh, all she wanted was a sale, or all she wanted was to get me to join her. And so I always try to end the conversation about something happy that's happening in their life, that kind of thing. And so, yeah, if I would say, if anything about growing your confidence to get in and go for it, is just to get back in the messages and keep sending more invites. And for every no you get, send out 5 more invites and see how many more you can get. Because law of attraction and the math that rules life is that eventually someone's going to say yes. You just have to keep asking. Yeah. And the analogy that I've seen lots of times is, if there are 100 solo cups upside down on the table, and you know that 5 of them have a $100 bill under them, how many solo cups are you going to knock down to find the $500? 1, 2? Oh, I didn't get him. I guess not. No, keep going, right? For every no, you're going to knock down 5 more and see if you can find one, and just keep going with it. And just, that's where that belief and that value and that consistency shows up in your life, because you're going to do this anyway, right? You're already on your journey. You're going to continue this because you love this. So show up with confidence in those messages.
Yeah, so powerful. And also, sometimes that action creates more fear if you have fear around it. So as you say you're working on your confidence, I would share more about, you're going to have more fun inviting when you're inviting to something that's transforming your life. And so if this journey is transforming your confidence in a lot of areas, then the more you talk about that, the more people are going to read that part of your story. So I do have a lot of people who reach out to me based on my messaging. I think BOD is amazing. And also a fun post you can make today is, where are all the places you've done BOD? I've done them in garages, outside. I've done them on a cruise ship. I've done BOD in an Airbnb. I've done a BOD in a hotel. I've done BOD in a gym. I've done BOD in a living room. I've done BOD out of the country. Like, I love that I can take my workouts anywhere, and I have on vacation, right to the mountains, to wherever, and just sharing that. So 1, but 2, Ashley, really talk about this journey and what it's doing for you, because that's who you're going to attract over. Someone's going to join you for what this is doing for you beyond fitness and nutrition, and they're going to stay with you beyond fitness and nutrition. I just had someone quit who Shakeology had transformed her skin. She had gnarly, deep acne, and Shakeology transformed it, like her face, and she puts all of the ownership on that. And she says, Shakeology changed this for me. And she had drank it forever. But what ended up happening is she got together with someone who's against this, And so then she slowly backed away from it, and then she canceled. And I'm just like, people aren't going to always stick around because of the fitness and nutrition, but they will stick around because it's doing a lot of other things for their lives as well. And so I just think about that. But Ashley, if it's transforming your confidence, keep talking about that. And then as you're inviting, like, I love this so much, and you'll get more confident in that area the more you connect with people as well. So not just doing just invites, but how, I'm asking this for everybody, balancing out your inbox, how many of it is invites to connecting? I try to connect with way more people than invites. Why? Because all those connections are going to turn into invites, but I also want to connect with rad people who I could see a part of my life. And so the more connecting you do, the more confident you'll become in your inviting. Why? Because you're not winging it and you're not stressed out about it. You're having fun with it because you're connecting with people you're getting to know. Laura had the question, how many of your people are signing up with challenge packs? Laura, if they're joining as a coach, usually I would say 99% of the time. Like, I only offer challenge packs. Have I helped people with Energize and things like that? Yeah. But usually the people, it's rare.
Mm-hmm.
It's so rare.
I would say in my conversations too, like, I go into the conversation expecting the challenge pack sale.
There's no other thing.
There's no other option.
Yeah.
So like when I go through my plan, my conversation is always affirm, inform, ask a question. And when we start getting into some of the questions, like one of my questions finally is going to be like, what flavor of Shakeology would you like to start with? Because I'm already planning on them signing up for the challenge pack, and that's information that I'm going to need. So once I feel like they have enough value, or like they're kind of going to be in on it, I start building the share cart for them with questions that I have. And so I don't go into it thinking like, oh, they're only going to get bod. No, I know they're going to get a challenge pack, because unless they flat out tell me no, because I know that's the best solution for them, and that's what I'm going to recommend. So the kind of this last thing I want to share with you real fast. We have like 1 minute.
Sorry.
Jay likes to talk. Okay, can you see the screen up here, Heather? Okay, so she was actually a referral, and she said, Jean referred to me what you're doing with your health. Okay, so I just say, I affirm, hello, please tell Jean hello. We can certainly work together, inform, and then I ask her some questions. I follow the same structure all the time, and you will see that over and over. Then she kind of pours her heart out to me, all these things. You'll be so surprised at some of the things people tell you. And then I come back with my affirming, right? I'm so sorry, took me long to get back to you. Okay, sorry to struggle. It really stinks not to be able to do things you want to do in life. A lot of what you mentioned, so this is my informing part. So there's all kinds of stuff in here. I'm kind of giving her some information, but a little bit of information, not all the information, just a little bit of information, because of the things she shared in that initial post, or the initial thing back to me. And then what I love about this, and then what are the 2 nutrition programs didn't seem to work for you, because she talked about she did Weight Watchers before and she did something else. So I don't know, like, what is it about those things that didn't work in the past, so that I can help guide her to the next thing that's going to help her here. And then followed up with her. Hope you're checking in with you. I want to say that you're warm. It's a chilly one out there. And then she said, then she talked about Weight Watchers, and then food prep, easily to get off track. I'm doing interesting things. And so it's easy to get off track. Definitely interested in trying Beachbody. Jean also mentioned shakes. What's that about? So now I only give her the information that she's asking for. I say, this is 2B Mindset, short and sweet. I give her the video that is in our coach online office, and I say ultimate portion fix, and I have the video. And I tell her a little bit of information about Shakeology. It's a nutrient shake that's awesome. I've been drinking it for 5 years now. My husband for 3. It's packed with nutrients. And we unfortunately don't get with other food anymore, regardless of what we eat. So she looks at those things over, and then I say right away, let's pick a nutrition program, a Shakeology flavor, and send me your email. These are the options. I know she's going to sign up with a challenge pack, because that's the expectation that I put out there for her. And then she comes back with and says, hey, sounds like 2B Mindset. Here's my email. Thanks for your help. And then I pop in here and say, hey, one last question for you. Would you like to join the team and save 25%? And so I kind of share some different things with her. And then knowing that, just also expecting that she's going to sign up with the team, I then say, hey, Bar Blend, I create the challenge pack and just send it with it. And I say, Bar Blend challenge pack is the cheapest option. I'll include in the share cart, and you can edit the cart if you like. I make the challenge pack, the share cart. I tell her what's in it, and I give her the direct link. Guess what? I followed up with her a couple days later because crazy Iowa weather. I knew she was gone, and she said, "Hey, here's my what's the cost of coaching?" So I answered a couple more questions. I checked in with her again. Hey, I'm checking out with it, and now she's a part of our team. So
and
it's
look
just
at how many times you followed up after she even said yes. Like you would have to check in with her. And was she angry? Was she mad? Nope. She appreciated it.
Yeah. And so it's just constantly going back to those things and really thinking about how those things are going to happen. Another example I want to share with you is that another way of consistency is that I check in with my challenge, or all of my customers and all my CBCs and Josh's and my mom's and both of mine. Every single Monday I send an email. Okay. Every Monday I send an email. And so Kathy has been a part of that email list for some time now. Like I want to say she may have been back in my 2016 days of like, hey, Shakeology, but like way back in the day. And she's been off. And so she kind of sent me an email back. And so she's like, I'm a silent partner. I appreciate being a part of your email list. I'm interested more in healthy topics. I want to lose weight. So she's answering the questions that I post in the bottom of that. We had a conversation. So you look how long my email is, right? So I'm inviting them to lots of things. But then, so we had this long conversation back and forth about different things. And she joined the team with a 2B Mindset Challenge Pack. Because those are the things that we got, this is one of her questions. Does the food come with it, or do I have to use my own? I'm like, great question. You buy your own food. The program teaches you how to eat and how to get decisions. So this is really just about like the whole conversation keeps going. And so, and then eventually she signed up with the challenge pack, and she's even a teammate under Josh right now, which is another conversation to have with people. Is, when you're signing people up on the other side, she signed up because she wanted to be on the team. And then I asked her if it was okay to sign her up under Josh. And she was like, yeah, no problem. So the way we went. And now she's got my phone number. We got on a call after she signed up, and I walked her through the technology because that was something she needed help with. And now she's off and running, and she feels really good about her progress so far.